Welcome everyone. I would like to just make a quick video on comparison between two great bikes. One it's a Honda Goldwing and one it's a BMW RT 1250. I tested both of them and I just want to put some of comparison categories to maybe help you decide one way or another. In many senses, they are very different bikes, but or I think they come across same buyers depending on slight differences. And I think a lot of this to do is because both bikes moved all their shortcomings over the last couple of models into more general area. So Goldwing became a lot lighter and a lot more nimble, and RT became a lot more comfortable and it can do a lot more kilometers than before. So let me just quickly go through it and then we can hopefully make some good conclusion at the end. So the first category, it's weight. I scored Goldwing 7 and RT 9. The reason why Goldwing always has a little bit more weight than RT, obviously it's a lot heavier, but it's pretty good for the size. And the RT, I gave it 9 because it really feels like a very light bike. They managed weight on that bike unbelievably well. Ride, I on purposely scored equal 8-8 for both. They're both missing something and they both have a lot going on. But I think this is gonna really come down to what you wanna do. In general, Honda Goldwing is gonna probably be good for a two-up riding and a long distance, and the RT is gonna be a lot better for sportier, nimble riding. But in general, I would say I like the engine more on Honda. The 6-cylinder, it's nicer. But I like the riding performances and the weight of the RT. Wind protection, I gave Goldwing 7 and RT 8. For some reason, unknown to me, the RT has the best wind protection. I don't understand why, but I guess maybe because I'm close to the wind protector, it felt like there is no wind whatsoever. So it has a pretty good wind protection, although Goldwing is not bad in that area either. Features, Goldwing 9. In features, I think there is no better bike than Goldwing. It's got all the buttons, all the Apple Play, CarPlay, and Android Auto. Anything else can be just close. I don't think right now, in terms of the features, there is anything close to Goldwing. The RT got 8 points for missing exactly the same thing what I mentioned that Goldwing has. Although I must say that none of these bikes have the adjustable cruise control, and the new RT, the 1300, has adjustable cruise control. However, the Goldwing still don't have, which is kind of surprising because Goldwing is the king of touring and it doesn't have the self-adjustable cruise control where you can basically just match. It's basically a radar, like you just match the speed of the car in front of you. All right, ergonomics, 7-7 in this category. Really depends on what you prefer. I prefer RT a lot. I was expecting Goldwing to win this category, but for some reason I was not as comfortable as I was expecting on Goldwing. But it really depends. I think Goldwing is a lot more customizable than RT because you can move your ergonomics to suit you better. I think RT, if you like it, you're gonna like it. If you don't like it, it's gonna be harder because there is not a lot of space, especially with the legs. You have a lot of bend in your legs, in your knee and your ankle with RT. So if this is something that is concerning you, then the Goldwing is going to be a clear winner here. For some reason on the Goldwing I felt a lot more on the back a lot of pressure at the back. I think it's because all your weight is at your bum, and at RT you have a lot of your weight at distributed between the foot, bum, and your hands. So I think in terms of the distribution, maybe RT is a little bit better, but I think the bend it's considerable. Nimbleness, Goldwing 7, RT 9. No surprises there. I mean, the RT is really nimble. Goldwing is very nimble for its size, but nevertheless, the RT it's winning here by a mile. It's a really nimble bike. Maintenance, Goldwing 9, Honda Goldwing. It's known for its reliability and a fairly reasonable maintenance for the bike. RT being a BMW, I expect things to be to have some gremlins and to kind of need to play with that. I don't think it's a bad bike, but in terms of the maintenance, you're gonna have not as nice experience as with Goldwing. Brakes, 8.8. Reason why I gave them 8.8 on brakes, it's because I was maybe expecting a little bit more from RT in this area, being more sporty bike. And Goldwing has a lot to do with brakes because it's very heavy. So in my opinion, I think with brakes, Goldwing probably has a better brakes, but in the end of the performance, they're probably doing the same job. But I think Honda is working much harder to achieve that than the RT. So maybe a little disappointed in RT brakes. Not that they're bad, but I was expecting more. Looks, 8 for Goldwing, 9 for RT. It's just the looks. Everyone is different here. I wouldn't mind having any of these bikes in my garage, and I'm pretty sure every time I open a garage, it will put a smile on my face. But I had to score them somehow, and I liked RT a little bit more, so I give him a 1 point more there. Okay, lastly, used cost. So this is the value most of us are buying used bikes, or for those of us who are buying used bikes, you are generally trying to look like, how much depreciation this bike has, considering how good value I can get it used. And this, I noticed, very depends where you are. So I'm just going to use this as in Canada, but I think different places will have a different position. So I gave Goldwing 5 and RT 6. They're both a kind of not really a buyer's or a seller's bike. They're kind of there in the ballpark. I think Goldwing has a really strong used price in Canada, really strong. So that's maybe why I kind of scored it a point less. Where RT, I think it has some BMW depreciation because of people have general fear of high maintenance. Although this kind of a boxer engine, it's a little easier to access than some other BMWs. So it's probably in terms of the BMW maintenance okay. But nevertheless, it is going to be a little bit cheaper depreciation, or it's going to depreciate quicker than a Goldwing in Canada. Okay, so the most unimportant points are the total. So I'll just say it. It's Goldwing in my calculation scored 75, RT in my calculation scored 77. Does this mean the RT is better bike than Goldwing? I don't think so. I think it really depends what you want. And I would say, I would obviously much rather have a Goldwing than the RT. But I could see maybe having an RT as a second bike, or a bike if you want to do nimble, light riding, a lot of cornering, or if you are going solo. So if you don't have two people, then RT is a clear winner. If you have two up, then Goldwing it's going to be more comfortable, no question about that. Actually, the RT, my wife complained at the back. She said, I didn't like it. Yeah, okay, we can go, but I'm not going to enjoy it. So there is no comparable comfort for the passenger between the two bikes. Goldwing wins by mile on predictable maintenance, and it's going to have a lot better time on the highway. So if any of these three things, two up, predictable maintenance and a highway riding, it's what you need, then Goldwing, it's your bike. Now the question I ask myself, if I'm going for a 500-kilometer ride, which one would I take? And the question, I don't know. I would default to this previous. If I'm going solo and the roads are gonna be twisty, I would love to be on RT. If I'm going with my wife and we're gonna hit some highways, I would take Goldwing. Even if we're going to twisties with the Goldwing. If it's two up, the only Goldwing comes in play. If it's solo and you need a nimble ride that is generally 500 kilometers or less, then RT might be your bike. Okay, well, I hoped I helped someone, and I wish everyone a very good day. Bye bye.